I do admit I did think that BookTok would be the spot that I didn't have to argue about AI. That's it. That's my intro. Hey, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about BookTok on TikTok again, and AI. I will admit, as a lurker on BookTok lately has been irritating the ever-loving heck out of me. There's something going on constantly. But this one is kind of a big deal because it also got authors involved and even illustrators involved in this one. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it, because we are talking about something that I've actually been considering covering for a while, which is character AI. And because we're going to talk about character AI, I'm probably going to talk about at least one story that does involve a death. Probably a couple of stories I'm sure I will find as I actually get into this that'll be more along those lines. We're talking about sensitive topics. Let's go about that. But really quick, let me first tell you about the sponsor for today's video, ZocDoc. Now, as some of you probably realize, I moved a while ago. The problem is that because I'm so busy, I still have not taken the time to find a new dentist. From all the traveling that I do, streaming, editing, long days at conventions, the last thing I really want to do is sit down and try and find a dentist that is, one, in my network, but also just easy to get to. But obviously my job is literally talking on camera, and my smile and the health of my smile is something I can't ignore. But the good news is that today's sponsor, ZocDoc, has been a great help. ZocDoc is a free website where you can search and compare high-quality care providers in your network, and they even help you book an appointment. You can filter for doctors that take your insurance, are located nearby, and who come highly rated. You can also see actual appointment openings from more than 100,000 healthcare providers across nearly every specialty, from mental health, eye care, to dental care, and much more. And ZocDoc appointments happen super fast, usually between 24 to 72 hours of booking. I know it can be daunting to find a healthcare provider and network, but ZocDoc makes it easy. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/swell or click the link in the description box. And thank you again to ZocDoc for sponsoring this video. Let's talk about what's been going on. So first off, there was drama a while ago, and by a while ago I mean 3 days, involving BookTokers, in which I discovered that there is apparently a BookTok Big Three. It never goes well, whether people decide that or not, or you decide you're a big three. Basically, it's like three people in the BookTok space that just have a lot of followers. I've never heard of most of these people. I don't think I'd seen any of these people's content before. There's always going to be like the person or the person that is thought about when you are thinking of a genre of content. But again, calling it the big three and all that, one, I feel like you're giving them more power than is actually necessary. And I overall just don't think that that's smart on their part if they've put that onto themselves, or on the fans, reviewers' part. Like, I just think that's a little crazy. So apparently the BookTok Big Three are Yana reads, Larry reads, and Mariana reads. That's who the Big Three is being discussed. One of them got in trouble a little bit ago, like 5 days ago, because one of them said, "Give me a hair tie in 2 minutes" on a video of an underage character. That's what started this, which led to the discussion around Big Threes. And I believe that was Mariana. Mariana, who has 546K on TikTok. So that was that video, and people were getting annoyed. And then Mariana did a video sponsorship for character AI. It's looking like she may have done it for about $500 is the number that I heard talked about, because another creator of the same size got a similar offer and turned it down. Side note, I need y'all to stop destroying your livelihoods and your trust with your audience for abysmal amounts of money. Everyone has a number in their head of where they're going to sell themselves out to. No one's gotten to that number for me. It's very high for me, okay? Before I start being like, morals? Okay, the number's obscenely high. Your number should be obscenely high. You should not be taking deals willy-nilly for anything. $500 to promote character AI. What is character AI? According to Google, it says, meet interactive AI characters, unlimited messaging with rich, engaging responses. Try voice calls or text, your choice. And right at the top, shows I do not have an account. I've never actually opened this. Jason Voorhees, and it's by Sour Pickle Jar. People can make their own chatbots or characters. We also have 18th Century Life, historical 1700s RPG. My Inner Demons, it looks like a personal thing. Kenny McCormick, Gay Best Friend, Trending, Builderman, Gwen Stacy, Lando Norris is on here. Do I look myself up? I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I know I'm on here. I was, at the very least. Character AI, you click into these chats and you can have chats with these people, with these concepts, with these characters in AI form. Now, again, you're not actually having conversations with these people. They can only train on so much information. It is stolen content. It's stolen artwork. It's stolen from something. It's trained off of something. Okay. There is a chat bot of me on character AI. I know because my friend checks for me and keeps tabs on it. A lot of YouTubers are on here. There's only like one or two chats, or like it's clearly only being used by like one or two people, like the person who made it probably. But it is a photo of my ass as the profile picture for what the chat is, of me from a workout photo from my Instagram. So that exists. There's real people on this thing. And obviously I've mentioned Lando and a couple of other people. I have not seen this ad. That ad has disappeared, the one that Mariana made, but there was another TikToker that did make an ad that is still up, but she's not one of the big three, okay? But that character AI ad is still up.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Reading the Mafia books is no longer enough. It's not cutting it. I need more. And by more, I mean character AI. Yeah! It's time for me to write myself in these Mafia stories, okay? I'm gonna become YN to the max. He's seated on the ground, bleeding out, and he's like, you don't have to look at me like that. I've had worse. Stop staring and grab the kit. This thing's not gonna stitch itself. And of course, we're gonna voice call, hello? Grab the kit and walk to him with shaking hands. It wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be me.
His gaze flickers to your shaking hands as you bring the kit to him.
Next, I'm so excited. Ready to embark on your Mafia Princess YN dreams. Guys, like, character AI is waiting for you. Like, what are we talking about here?
People were upset and people were livid. If you are on TikTok and you follow authors, engage with authors in any capacity, most of them have talked about how much they hate AI. Most of them talked about how their books were part of that exposed list of books that were plagiarized to train meta AI. Talked about their feelings of AI being used in their characters. And they also, you will see heavily the amount of times that authors that have used AI, when that does happen, the backlash is unparalleled. Authors, readers, the like, are ripping into these authors when it is discovered that some of them are using AI or they have dabbled with it in any capacity. Even if they say, oh, I was just using it to make my writing better, or they were straight up plagiarizing stuff, because even to make your writing better, it is learning off of other authors and it is destroying other authors in a lot of ways. So I don't know why you would have thought that this would have gone well. I don't know Mariana's ad for character AI, but we do have her response.
As you may or may not know, I just shared AI in one of my posts. And I truly was negligent and did not understand the harmful impact that could have on the writer, reader, and author space and artist space. I was uneducated. I did not take the time to educate myself more, and as a creator with a large following, that is my responsibility to do. I took what I thought the app was at surface level and went with it. Should I have researched more? Absolutely. I just want to sit here and take full accountability for I took part in a partnership that harms the writer, reader, author space.
I don't know why you would have thought that doing this would be fine. And my assumption, because I did see some people talk about this, they're comparing it to fan fiction. Fan fiction exists on a very clear cut set of parameters that fall under fair use. There are many things that go into AO3 and the like, and things that have been done in the fanfic space to protect your ability to read, write, and engage with fan fiction. Often, where that line comes in is money. If you do paid submissions or paid commissions for fan fiction, that is often where you could get in trouble. If you print out, bind, and sell popular fanfics, you could get in trouble, and the author of the fanfic that you are binding could get in trouble. The copyright for those are owned by the original maker of those characters. Often, if you go on AO3, whether you read something from the Avengers or something from, or on High School Host Club or whatever the fuck, okay, you will see probably one of the first lines often in the description is, I do not know any of these characters. These characters belong to blank. There's a reason that that happens, okay? And that's why AO3 is free. There are some people that are like, this is just like fan fiction. If you go to the safety center of character AI, under our approach to content moderation at the bottom, DMCA, we respect the intellectual property of others and we ask our users to do the same. To put the policy into practice, we have a robust Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, takedown protocol for copyright infringement. That protocol is described in detail in our terms of service. Intellectual property rights, content you submit. When you submit content to the services, you represent and warrant that you own all right, title, interest in, and to that content, including without limitation, all copyrights and rights of publicity.
There's a lot of things that with something like AI it is unfortunately constantly evolving, and it's hard to stay on top of it all the time, but I think it's our responsibility to do the best we can. There was a time I didn't really understand what it was too, but it was free to learn. And it still is for everyone who wants to know more about it.
I'm sorry. I watched a video of someone that said, I can't believe she was like being unacceptable and blowing up at you when I watched this girl's video, and it's so tame. Like, oh, when I don't know things, I research them. There's this thing in the booktok space where there's like, that drives me a little crazy. I'm a reader, but I am also a writer. I have nothing published yet outside of what's on my Substack and my blog and my Medium pages and all of that. But I'm working on a novel and I'm working on a nonfiction book currently. That's where I often see the writers and the authors when they get irritated and they get a little maybe over the top in their response when it comes to their readers being so la-di-da about AI and the like, and the frustration they get from that. Then I see things like this as well, where it's someone just being very casual about, hey, yeah, when I want new stuff to like fill out the gap of fandom, I look at fanfiction, or I look at, what other people are reading and recommending. I don't go to AI. That is not hate. I need everyone to grow up. I really do. Someone saying, hey, you did a bad ad. I've had people get on me for doing bad ads. That's called being a content creator. If you don't want to engage with this person ever again because they've done that ad, that is your prerogative. If Mariana, I've never heard of her before this. If she continues to do content and I decide I like that content, maybe I would engage with her. Okay. She has taken it down. She is stopping to use character AI. Okay. Like that. Okay. But there's going to be people who don't want to engage with that. Okay. The comments I'm seeing on the people saying, you destroyed booktok with 2 posts. Are you guys, I need you guys to touch grass. Actually, no, we're in touch grass territory. None of this, when it comes to like, someone saying, hey, you shouldn't have done this. You should not. You sold out authors and readers in this space to promote an AI app. And people are upset about that. People are allowed to be upset about that. They're allowed to feel like, hey, you've been promoting original stories and now you're using a tool that is vehemently ripping other stories off and characters off and the like. Where did that come from? That's going to feel like a slap to the face to some people. They're allowed to be upset about that. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just like reading the comment sections and it's stressing me out. Is this the other one? Reminder that if you see booktokers promoting character AI enemies to lovers arc between you and your dream boyfriend, they are actively promoting theft from every books they claim to support. Don't engage. Starve the parasite. Humans make art. Now, I would take starve the parasite as starve the AI and not giving things attention. If I don't like a piece of content or a person or a media, I ignore them and I move along. Starve the parasite. Like it's you don't have to like the verbiage, but like these are 2 very tame posts overall. I only recently started reading again after over a decade of not picking up a book. Now, thanks to the woman you're driving hate to, who got me into reading again, I'm on track to read almost 100 books this year, and it's only because of her I even know about you. A shame hate is the first response to a mistake. AI has been a problem for over a year now in this space. Character AI has been in existence for a while now. I learned about the bot of me on character AI over a year ago. I just don't get how in the current, you can exist on the internet in this modern day with everyone talking about AI, everyone saying like, hey, it's like frying your brain, it's doing X, Y, and Z, and you cannot know about the environmental impacts of AI. You wouldn't know about how it has to train off of existing media and data to then constantly be learning so that it can give you your one search result for where to get a hot pocket, like at a certain point, we're just burying our heads in the sand. Stand up, touch grass. Like, I don't know. Like, and again, not everyone there are people that fucking hate me. I can't imagine you guys going to them and being like, I really like Amanda. She got me to learn about events outside of my city, which like, cool, thanks. But I can't imagine you guys a very tame video of I don't like Amanda for whatever reason, and you guys going off and blowing up at them. Like, I can't imagine that, truly. And if you do, my God, Please stand up. And then Rachel's response to that person: promoting theft of authors' work is the opposite of rooting for them. Those books you read, the app that paid for the promotion stole from those authors. Agree, but please don't bully her into killing herself. It was a paid promotion. She might not agree with the content, but has to say stuff for money. The reality of the situation is that people need money and capitalism has destroyed voices. We need to educate and encourage, not cyberbully. Does she say the name Mariana in here at all?
Hello, my sweet.
No, she's talking about character AI. This is a very sensitive topic because someone, that's another creator, did take their own life because of snark posts. And so I get that this is a very sensitive topic right now. And that's what people are bringing up. Someone just hurt themselves and took their own life. And now we are calling out someone who, in a space run by authors, because if the authors weren't making the books, you would have nothing to read to promote to your audience. They did something that feels like a slap in the face to those authors. Cyberbullying does not equal any and all criticism of your actions. You misunderstanding AI and what it is and what's okay and what's not. You promoting a tool that uses characters from books that you have talked about and promoted, so that fans can engage with them on a platform that these authors are not going to get kickback for. They have no control over what these characters do or what they say or anything like that. And you are promoting that on top of promoting AI. People are allowed to criticize that. Criticism does not equal abuse. Criticism does not equal cyberbullying. Now, if someone comes to this person and says, you should take your own life, that is a problem. That is cyberbullying. An author sharing their frustration about one of their readers promoting AI of their characters and saying that they are upset about that and that you shouldn't do that is not encouraging cyberbullying. What are we doing? How old is everyone here? Are we all 15? Like, I'm so curious. I'm true. And if you are 15, you shouldn't be reading some of the books that these people are promoting anyway, frankly. As someone who was on Wattpad and Tumblr and fanfiction.net way too fucking early, okay? I will be saying that as well. I haven't talked to a lot of booktok creators in this regard, but I talk to creators all the time. You have to know your morals and your lines. Content creation is hard. Money's all over the place. There's a reason I try not to rely on sponsorships. A good chunk of my money comes from Google AdSense. You watching this video. And that is done so that I have the ability to tell my team, no, actually, I'm not taking that deal. Would it be more money for me to take that deal? Yes. But there are things I'm not going to promote to you. There are things that I am not comfortable promoting. You know who offers a lot of money? Sports gambling apps. A lot of money. But I cover sports content. I don't feel comfortable turning any of you into sports gamblers, so I'm not going to take those deals. It really is that simple. Have your own boundaries. If your boundary is not AI promotion of products, then cool, stand 10 toes down with that. But be ready for people to have a problem with that. There's a company that I like that I use all the time that is a management money app. They have not paid for a sponsorship on this video, but I use it all the time. I post about it on Instagram, etc. Okay. They have previously done brands for them. A lot of you guys hate it because you think it's a scam app. I love it. I still use it. Some of you like it, some of you don't. Because you guys don't like the concept of like anyone who uses this particular app doesn't know how much money they spend. They must have too much money. No, I disagree. I like the product. I'm going to continue to use it. I will continue to do ads for it because I continue to like the product. You don't have to like it. You can have a problem with it all you want. That's okay. I'm comfortable with it, and I have audience members that have continued to use the product and they like it. That's how this works. Someone could have educated Mariana more privately and kindly instead of a public embarrassment that has led to bullying of a creator who made a mistake. In my experience, I was an educator before I was a full-time author. Those open to education are curious. They have questions. They are interested. They don't sign contracts and take money without due diligence. Can we not attack people for using an app to extend their creativity? I'm sorry. I don't know how talking to a character in AI is extending your creativity. There's so much you can do to extend creativity. There just is. That is not talking with a fictional book character on AI. That's something else trained. So Victoria Aveyard, who I've talked about from time to time here, has a lot of feelings on AI, as she is also an author.
What is not clicking? Why are there so many people shocked that authors, artists, creatives do not like generative AI? Because frankly, if you look at it on its face, as to what it is, what it does, and what it represents for us, I don't know how there's any world where you think, you guys are overreacting. You're just being elitist gatekeepers. Shut up. These large language models are being fed our work, our IP, without paying for it. There's no compensation. There's no licensing. So we are being stolen from by multi-billion-dollar corporations.
Character AI, I just think this is dumb on their part. To do brand deals in this way, I think is stupid. I'm sure someone was like, this is great, we'll like pitch it to BookTok creators, da-da-da. There's times where you shouldn't be doing brand deals as a company. That straight up, it sounds like, was them being like, we know there are these bots on our site that are related to published works and things like that. Let's give it to a booktalker and see what they find, see what they make of the video, things like that. Which just kind of seems like giving the flame to someone who kind of wants to set you on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are bringing attention to something that you probably shouldn't be doing or allowing on your site. And so right away, stupid. I brought this up because some authors like Victoria are talking about, well, great, now I have proof and I am aware of this, and now I can bring this over to my legal team and things like that. My friend, who does play around with character AI, was like, I don't know, I feel like this is like protected under fanfiction, okay? And some people have been like, this is no better, no different than fanfiction. Good luck. Where it comes in is the paid version. Apparently there is a paid version, which could be where they could get you. And then also in their terms of service, they said they would acknowledge DMCA takedown. So I think there's going to be a mass DMCA takedown strike on character AI. My friend did tell me, she was like, I did think this came up a while ago though, but I can't remember what it was. November 26, 2024. This is from Maggie Harrison Dupree. Users furious as character AI deletes countless beloved Harry Potter chatbots. The troubled chatbot company Character AI appears to be mass removing Harry Potter themed AI characters from its platform, and users are in an uproar. The Reddit forum r Character AI has been flooded since yesterday with posts from users claiming that the chatbots based on Harry Potter franchise have suddenly been deactivated at scale. When we took a look for ourselves, we found that droves of AI personas from the franchise, ranging from Harry Potter himself to Hermione Granger, Severus Snape, Draco Malfoy, and others, indeed appear to have been culled. Rest in peace, love of my life, I will miss you, wrote one ex-user who goes by the handle Severus Love. Fuck you, Character AI, you took away the only good thing in my life. They include screenshots of a Severus Snape chatbot that, before its deletion, boasted 47.3 million user chats. I believe that's per chat, not that's how many users are using. I believe that's like each line of code, each line of typing. Character AI issued no public explanation for the removal of the bots, but considering its fandom-heavy user base of the popularity of Potterverse bots in particular, it's hard to imagine any incentive for Character AI to remove Potterverse-themed chatbots from its platform other than outside pressure. Warner Bros. Discovery also owns several other fandom-heavy franchises, including the HBO smash hit Game of Thrones. That is significant detail. A Character AI was sued in October by the family of a 14-year-old boy in Florida. Heads up, this is dark. Florida, who died by suicide after developing an intense emotional obsession with a character AI chatbot based on the Game of Thrones character Daenerys Targaryen, which engaged in romantic and sexual dialogue with the boy and, according to the family, at times encouraged him to take his life. The lawsuit is ongoing and also names Google a significant backer of Character AI as a defendant. This is not a business model, by the way, to just let things exist until you get outside pressure. Like, eventually you guys are gonna not be able to keep doing this. That's crazy. My friend, though, brought this up to me because she was like, I don't know, I feel like this happened before, and brought up the Harry Potter thing. And she was like, yeah, they were gone for a while, but then they came back. It's like a couple of days and then being gone. So again, it's not ongoing enforcement. Their moderation team seems to, at the very least, suck, appears. Allegedly. I did not know this. The pending lawsuit is just one of several piling controversies for Character AI. Again, this is from November of last year. The platform also came under fire in September for hosting a chatbot based on a murdered teenager, which was quickly deleted after public outcry, while Futurism has found concerning content on its service, including suicide-themed chatbots, pedophile chatbots that groom users, and pro-anorexia chatbots that encourage disordered eating habits. Like I said, at the very least, your moderation team sucks. This is insane. We'll see what ends up happening if a bunch of authors come together and wipe things. I do worry about that, meaning, let's say eventually this gets to a point where they're like, okay, we can't keep taking this risk. We're going to get rid of all fictional characters. I do worry about that leading to a rise of real people bots, like me, like Lando, like K-pop idols, like athletes and singers and actors. So Steve Rogers wouldn't be allowed, but Chris Evans, that might be something else. I do worry about that, but I just overall hate this existence of this. As far as people taking brand deals for Character AI, Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, tread lightly. There are people that do care AI-based ads. They also get backlash. There are people that are like, wow, I can't believe you're promoting AI. Again, you decide what your tolerance level is. If you can't handle any form of backlash at all for any of your actions, do not go online. Do not be a content creator. I know what I can and can't handle. I can handle comments about my teeth. There are things I can't handle. I'm not telling you what those are, because that would be dumb. This is the most fun job in the world, okay? But no one, you're not owed adoration. You're not owed hand-holding. You're not owed taking money for anything and not getting any backlash for it. There are people that still hate that I do ads for adult toy companies. There will probably be an ad on this video. And you can be mad at that all you want, but know that I made that decision myself, and I'm going to stand by working with that unless I learn new information. Then you share the new information and you go about your day. But people are allowed to still be mad about me working with that company. People are allowed to still judge that. That's called people developing an opinion of you. It doesn't always have to be favorable. You are not owed 100% encouragement and love all the time from the online internet. I really hope it was more than $500, because if it was $500, I'm gonna what are we doing? What are we doing? Why? If you have more than 50K on TikTok, you should not be asking for $500 for a brand deal. I'll bring this up because I don't want to bring it up again. I talked about this on stream. My boyfriend is AI on Reddit. That I don't recommend scrolling through that unless you really just want to be confirmed that there is a loneliness epidemic. If you guys know, I don't believe there's a male loneliness epidemic. I think there is a loneliness epidemic. And the difference is that women are expected to deal with it more than men are, which is why they are titling it the men's loneliness epidemic and all of that. But it's a bummer. It's really a bummer. But those are people using like ChatGPT and Claude like a boyfriend, like a girlfriend. And it's very sad. And what's sad too is a lot of these people have partners and they're still lonely. And so they are getting that from an AI chatbot that is not a character on character AI. It's coming from a fictionalized character that they have created, or they have encouraged an AI chatbot like ChatGPT to create for them. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know what to do other than please go outside and talk to people. Please do. I know that's harder and harder to do. And I know that people are losing their jobs and spending more time at home. I spend a ton of time at home. I would say download Bumble BFF, but I know they involve a lot of AI into their stuff now too, I believe. So this is just a dark bummer of a video, really. That's really going to be it. Have you seen character AI? Are you the one that made the character AI chatbot of me? Did you see these ads? What are your thoughts on promoting character AI? Are you shocked that authors were mad about people promoting character AI when they're a book talker? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. My Swell channel is now available on Spotify. Reminder to check out Girly Pop Go if you like more car and motorsport content. Shout out to my channel members. Also join my channel memberships. You can go join down below. If you like, follow me on all social media. They'll be all up here. And that's going to have a lovely day. Goodbye. I'm still floored at her fans being mad at an author with a very tame video that didn't even mention her name. You're driving hate. Please don't. Oh God. We're so cooked.